All right, we are live streaming in several places, so hopefully you guys can all hear and see me okay. Some of you know that I recently went on a family trip to Disney and Universal Studios, and I thought it would be fun to pop in and give you a couple of my favorite travel tips for Disney and Orlando, or really any summer travel that's coming up. Just ways to stay healthy, things to prepare for, some things that were really helpful for us with this, so we can kind of go through that. We'll talk a little bit about how to pack, how to prepare when you're traveling, and also just some handy apps and some tips that I came across on this trip. So I hope you guys find this really helpful. You want to download a couple apps when you're traveling, especially for Disney and Orlando, but one that was really, really cool is Instacart. And I'll put a link to this in our Facebook page so that you guys have this. But Instacart is a free app, and what's really neat is they basically go shopping for you. So you can set this up when you are traveling, and they're linked with Whole Foods. So what we actually did was, when I arrived at the hotel, I got my grocery list for Whole Foods, and Instacart used that app and purchased everything that I need, and they delivered it right to the hotel. It was a really, really cool service. It saves you lots of time and lots of money, because we know that eating in theme parks can be really expensive, or it can be a little bit challenging when you're traveling to eat clean. So Instacart was one of my favorite apps. It was so cool, and I'll post a link if you guys want to try it. But that was a really great travel tip that I hadn't done before. That was super, super handy and helpful for us. Hi, Lynn. Hi, guys. It's so good to see you guys jumping on. So you definitely want to add that to your phone for sure, Instacart. It was really, really helpful. The other one, if you're going to Disney World, you want to download the Disney World app. It's free, and that's actually how you will get your FastPass for going on rides and different things. There were some rides that were really, really booked, and I didn't know this, but if you are staying at a Disney resort, you actually can book your FastPasses 60 days in advance. So know that a lot of those things may be gone, but you want to download that app as soon as you get your tickets or have that going. And rides that are really, really busy are the Peter Pan ride, believe it or not. That's one in Disney World that is almost constantly full all the time. So you want to get a fast pass for that. Also, Avatar Flight of Passage, that's a new ride in Animal Kingdom, and it's awesome. We absolutely loved it, and I'm a person that gets motion sick pretty easily, but I handled that ride really well. Hi, Donna. It's so good to see you guys. So you want to get your Fast Pass for Avatar Flight of Passage, where you ride a banshee. It's absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it. The Navi River is another one that gets booked up really quickly. Frozen is another one. So those are some ones that you want to check out. Also, if you're in the Magic Kingdom, the Hall of Presidents is really, really cool. So check that one out too. You want to get your Universal Studios app as well if you're going to Universal. Now, I'm not a big roller coaster person. I typically like Disney a little bit more, but one of the things that is really cool is the Harry Potter world. So you actually have to get tickets to both parks. I didn't know this. Find out as you go along, but Universal has two parks. To see all of Harry Potter, you actually need tickets for both parks, and that's to ride the Hogwarts Express, to go to Hogsmeade and Hogwarts, and then to also go to Diagon Alley, which were all really cool things. So you want to get your app. You want an Uber app. We actually Ubered just about everywhere that you could think of, and Uber is amazing. So get that to Uber into the parks was really helpful. And then last but not least, find Me Gluten-free. That is a free app that is really, really helpful for finding gluten-free options. So if you have food sensitivities, allergies, anything like that, I have celiac, so I have to be really careful when traveling. That's a really great app, and it'll also show you restaurants and things in your area, and also in the parks and outside of the parks that work really, really well. You want to get a travel agent, and this was handy, and I didn't know about this. So actually one of my Oilers, Nicole Nicholson, she is with Charming Travels LLC, and you can book all of your tickets for the parks at no extra charge to you, which is really amazing. And you can actually go into Universal Studios 1 hour earlier before everybody else by booking through a travel agent. So it didn't cost any more, and it was super helpful because she hooked us up with all of the tickets, supported us, got us ready to go. So that was another really, really handy tip when traveling. And then I thought, before I unpack all of my stuff, you guys might want to see what I packed, what I brought with me, what I kind of had on hand to help me and what I typically do with all of that. So we'll quickly dive into all of those, but you definitely want to check out all of those apps. They were really, really handy when we were traveling for that stuff. So first and foremost, you want to have a stainless steel water bottle. I bought this one from Target. Actually, it keeps your water cold. You can refill it at restaurants whenever you go and eat, but you want to stay hydrated. Orlando is hot and humid and muggy. So that was my first big tip for you. We used a lot of Deep Blue Rub, guys, because we walk a lot. Several days we walked 6 miles, 8 miles, even one day when we went to both parks at Universal Studios. So have your Deep Blue Rub. I actually put this in my carry-on bag. I had no problem with TSA and getting the Deep Blue Rub in. So have your Deep Blue Rub ready to go. It's super helpful. You're going to be walking a lot. You may have sore muscles or joint discomfort, especially on the bottoms of the feet. So I did that in my carry-on bag and then had it when we got back to the hotel. I put it on every night, but just for convenience and so your backpack isn't too heavy, take the Deep Blue Rub little sample pack. These are very inexpensive. It comes with 10 of these, and I just put a couple in my backpack each day when we were walking around Disney or Universal, and it was so helpful. We put it on the bottoms of our feet, or if you're ever having any discomfort or anything like that, you really want your Deep Blue Rub. So pack some of these. I recommend these in your backpack so it doesn't make it super heavy. And then also take the big one for, traveling around the airport or at home, at the hotel when you go back. That's really handy. Another handy tip, I really love these. So these are easy for USB access. So this is Easy ACC, and I got this off of Amazon, and it's really convenient so you can charge multiple things all at one time. So I put this in my carry-on bag, especially for charging like your phone or any other devices in the airport, things. It just makes it really convenient. So it's nice to charge a lot of things at once. Of course, our supplements, right? I took Lifelong Vitality Pack with me every day. This is a really cool supplement case that I got from doTERRA a couple years ago. I don't think they're still selling these, but you can get something similar on Amazon or from Aroma Tools, and it just makes it really convenient. I don't like the little pill plastic popper things. Those can be kind of hard on your fingers. So this, you guys can see, it has the days, and then you just pull out your little bags, and there's for AM and PM. So I did that for all of my Lifelong Vitality, for your supplements. You really want your nutrition on point and your vitamins and minerals and things too. That's really, really important. So take your Lifelong Vitality pack with you, pack a hat. It's hot, and just to protect you from the sun as well. You want a baseball cap. It was also raining a ton there, guys. So check the weather. We got little cheap ponchos from the Dollar Tree and some umbrellas. It was pouring certain days, so it can rain a lot in Orlando, which I wasn't aware of. In the past, when I went to Orlando, it wasn't raining, and we had a lot of rain. So prepare for rain. Maybe check ahead on that. We took a lot of food into the park with us. It saves money, it saves time. Like I said, I bought a lot of groceries from Whole Foods using Instacart app. And then I really love this little lunch box, which I actually got at Target. So this is the brand on the little side there, BYO. But it folds up. It's very convenient. You can toss this into the wash to wash it out, but it actually opens up and it will hold a lot in here. So that's very handy. And then it just folds up. And I used a little ice pack too. So make sure that your hotel has a mini fridge. That's really important too. It's a nice tip. And we just put this in the little freezer part of the mini fridge, put it in my lunchbox, and packed my meals every day. I brought extra Ziploc bags, but I also brought reusable bags to have on hand. And it was super convenient, very easy. You're not going to be waiting in all the lines for the food, plus you're eating healthier food. So you'll feel better, so you have more energy for all of those things. Speaking of food, some of my favorite things to pack, like good protein sources. I really love Epic bars. Those are very clean. They're a great source, like if you like beef jerky. This is nice, and it doesn't have any added sugar or some of the nasty things in there. We did celery, we did cucumbers, mini cucumbers, we did carrot sticks, lots of things like that were easy to travel with. We did apples, we did like almonds, walnuts, things like that to get some protein, some healthy fats, easy things that you could just throw in your lunchbox. I also always travel with some salad dressing, because salad dressing is often has issues with gluten, dairy, sugar, things like that. So if you have any sensitivities, Tessemae's is my favorite brand, and they're actually on sale right now. I bought these straight from the website. They're perfect to throw in your bag. It's, I believe, summertime, all in caps. You get 15% off through Memorial Day. So check out Tessemae's. They're our absolute favorite, and it was a really great salad dressing to just have, because oftentimes you could find salads or things at restaurants. And then I also always travel with some coconut aminos. So this is a soy-free, gluten-free option, an upgrade from soy sauce. So this is nice too to just kind of have on hand, to throw in your bag. And then breakfast, because breakfast can be challenging if you have food sensitivities, right? So I brought a little shaker bottle, and then in the shaker bottle for breakfast, I did a couple things and have them all packed up here. So I will show you these. I really like having a clean protein powder. So one of my favorites is actually this Ancient Nutrient Bone Broth Protein. So this is awesome. It is paleo, it is grain-free, it is gluten-free, dairy-free, really great. And it has the bone broth, so it's really great to help support leaky gut. So I did this with some bulletproof, high energy fat fuel. So this is, we want protein, we want a healthy source of fat. So this is another really great one that you can have on hand and makes it really easy. And then I also added in some collagen peptides, either Vital Proteins, or this is from Sports Research. So these are all in individual packets, easy, doesn't weigh down your bag at all. And I just added water in a shaker bottle. That was my breakfast. And I also like having a green juice on hand. So Organifi is my favorite green juice for that. Very simple, convenient, and makes an easy breakfast that you can have quickly in the room before you head out to the parks. That worked really, really nice for us. Another tip, I heard that pickpocketing is a really big thing in a lot of the theme parks. So one of the things that I liked to do is from the American Tourister, this little bag. So this actually goes under your clothes, and you could put like your credit card, your card to get into Disney, all of those things in here, maybe a little bit of cash so you don't have to worry about that as much. It worked really nicely. So if you're wearing pants, like t-shirt and pants or shorts or something, this one worked nice. If you wear a dress, found this out as we were going along, this one that goes over your neck and under your clothes works really nicely too. So there's just a little tip for you. It made it convenient. You didn't have to worry about stuff that way. Of course, we have our sunscreen, right? Because it's Florida. Now, I recommend that everybody get about 20 minutes of sunlight without sunscreen, right? So that you're getting that vitamin D absorption. And then you can add your sunscreen on. I'm actually really excited about the new baby line because the diaper rash cream will work as a sunscreen. But since I didn't have that at the time, I found this. It's Goddess Garden Organics. And I use the environmental working app, it's Healthy Living, to scan to see what the toxic level is on my products. So this had a really good one. It's the Sunny Kids, and we used this and we just reapplied as we needed to. It worked very nicely. I also like the Kiss My Face Hot Spots. I use this one on the face because sometimes if you get sunscreen in the eyes, it doesn't feel good. So we use this one on the body and this one on like face, nose, forehead, all of those areas. And it worked really, really nicely to have that on hand as well. You want some sunscreen. And then there were some bugs, guys. So TerraShield, and I add a little bit of geranium. So I did a video that you can find on my Facebook page or on YouTube about summer tips. And we talk about this, but I just get the TerraShield, or you can make your own, add a little bit of geranium. On the days that I forgot to put this on, I got bit. And I'm one of those people that it's going to happen. My husband, the bugs leave him alone. For me, they love me. So I really had to remember to use this and take this with me in the park for sure. It was really important. Now, something that I also do, we were there for a week, and I have sensitive skin. I'm one of those sensitive people, and I wanted a body wash and a hand soap. So I kind of did 2-in-1. And what I actually ended up doing was putting a little bit of Castile soap, the Dr. Bronner's, and some fractionated coconut oil, and then some essential oils. I did arbor vitae and geranium in this. And I actually just closed it up. These are from doTERRA, and what's nice is you can lock them. So the pump can be open, but you can twist it and it can lock it so that it won't go down. Now, it did leak a little bit, so put it in a Ziploc bag, guys. And then when I got there, I just filled it up with water. And that was my hand soap. That was my body wash. I kind of used it for everything while we were traveling. What I think I'm going to do next time is actually take one of the root and petal rollers and fill that with fractionated coconut oil and fill another one with the Dr. Bronner's soap and maybe some essential oils and just kind of make it all there. But I've been experimenting with how's the best way to bring your own soap. And so far, so just know if you're going to do that or bring like the On Guard hand foaming soap, even if you lock it, it may leak a little bit. So put it in a Ziploc bag to have that there. Laundry. So one of the things that we did was we were there for a week and I didn't want to pack clothes for an entire week. So we did laundry there at the hotel. And I used my little root and petal rollers and did a fabric softener with just vinegar and a couple drops of lemon essential oil. So we brought this, and these are great. They don't leak. If you guys don't know this life hack yet, if you pick up your roller and then you just put the lid on about halfway and pull up, that will pop it off. And then we just, poured it in. So that was how we did laundry on the road, and it worked really, really nicely. And then I just filled up with my On Guard laundry detergent in another roller bottle. So I had my laundry detergent and I had my fabric softener for doing that. Stuck in some the dryer balls. And you can actually add a drop of essential oil to the dryer balls and put them in your luggage, and it just makes it smell good. So that way your clothes smell fresh when you get to wherever you're going, and then you can use them if you are doing laundry on the road too. So lots of tips for you there. Of course, I always bring a diffuser. So I got this really cool bag that will hold things for your diffuser from Aroma Tools, and brought a diffuser with me because we want to be diffusing oils in the hotel to cleanse and purify the air. I cannot tell you how many times that has really helped me out. If there's, kind of a funky smell or synthetic fragrance or something, always have your diffuser. It can also support with restful sleep, a lot of things. And then I always pack all of my essential oils. So one of the things that I do is this case is from Aroma Tools as well. It kind of looks like a little CD holder, and inside it's got all of my oils. And this actually served us really, really well. I can't tell you how many times I've been grateful to have all my oils on hand. I actually put this in my check bag. I've never had it leak. I've never had any issues. So it works really, really well and is helpful to have on hand too for that. And actually my mom, we made a lavender spray just from a bottle of lavender essential oil and some fractionated coconut oil. And we put a share oil spray top on that. And we did that just to support our skin. Well, my mom actually was out in the sun a little bit too long and forgot to put some sunscreen on her ankles, like her lower feet, and they did get really red and irritated and didn't feel good. So what we actually ended up doing was adding some heliochrysum and lavender, and there was a couple others, melaleuca and arbor vitae, to the lavender spray, and she started putting that on, and it made a huge difference. It took the sting out. She was able to feel so much better, and I was just glad that we had oils on hand. Oils are so helpful for so many things. So that's another tip. And then I got this little backpack from Target. So it's nice to have. I'd recommend a small backpack because otherwise you're going to fill it up and you're going to be carrying this around with you in the park. So some of the things that I brought with me, I actually just saved the little packets from the supplement holder from doTERRA. And I always take some On Guard Plus soft gels, especially when you're traveling in times of high stress. These just boost your immune system. They have Melissa, they have black pepper and oregano. These are basically like big guns On Guard. So when you're traveling, you want to have those on hand, especially if you start feeling under the weather. I also brought some Tri-Ease. So it's springtime, it's pollen season. If you are sensitive to trees, to pollen, to flowers, to any of that stuff, you want to have your Tri-Ease with you. We always travel with that. My husband gets a little bit sensitive when we travel, so we always have Tri-Ease for him. Digesten, because you may be eating in a new restaurant, you might not know how your body tolerates it. I actually use this. I went on the Harry Potter ride in Hogwarts. Okay, I'm not a roller coaster person, and it's not technically a roller coaster, but it is very jerky and moves you around. I did not feel good after riding that ride. So if you're a sensitive person and it was just too much for me, I would not recommend that ride. But Digesten soft gels. I took 2 of those afterwards and put some past tense oil on my head and I was good. Like in 10 minutes, I was good. So that really, really saved me. Yeah, pollen is awful this year. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely. And then the Zendocrine. I always bring Zendocrine soft gels too, to just help support your body's detoxification. And again, if you eat something, if something doesn't feel right with you, you can use the Zendocrine. So it's nice that doTERRA has these soft gels for us that are already ready to go and easy to travel with for sure. And then my Terrazyme. Always have extra digestive enzymes on hand. I take that with my meals. Or say you were accidentally glutened, you want to double up on those digestive enzymes and things to help you with that too. So all of that was really, really important. That was in my bag. I also brought some earplugs. So again, if you're sensitive, for me, the theme parks are really loud. Some of the rides are really loud. So these are actually Max for kids earplugs. I got them on Amazon. They work really nicely. Or if you're a light sleeper and you're in the hotel and like I am, I wake up with everything. So especially when I'm traveling, I like to have some earplugs on hand. Or maybe, when you're on the plane and if there's noisy people or anything like that, it's just nice to have some earplugs. So we had those. Always bring a charging stick for your phone. Your phone is your lifeline, especially in theme parks when you're using it for FastPasses, when you're using it for Uber, all these different things. So I brought that to charge up my phone when it was running low. It definitely came in handy for us. And then I mentioned the deep blue packets in the backpack. We put those on the bottoms of our feet because again, some days we were walking 8 miles. That's a lot. So lots of deep blue to support us and help us out. And then we also used a lot of On Guard. The On Guard sanitizing mist, very, very important to just sanitize your hands. You're in theme parks, there's a lot of people there. So this was very, very helpful to have on hand as well. I would definitely recommend having that when you travel for sure. And then I also had a couple other things in here. So PB Assist, this is your probiotic. This is actually designed for kids, but adults can take it. It's like a pixie stick. So you can just open it up, put it in your mouth. If you're having a sugar craving, it works very, very nicely to use as well. And just to support your immune system, as much as you can, especially when you're going to theme parks, it's crowded, you're traveling. Traveling alone is a stress on the body. So that is a helpful one to have too. I brought a little itchy roller blend for the bug bites. So this is really nice. It's 5 drops each. Let me see if I can bring this closer so you guys can screenshot that. It's myrrh, Roman chamomile, lavender, black pepper, blue tansy, and Zendocrine. So this is a really nice blend. If you do get bug bites or anything like that, it saved me in the theme parks. And then I always bring heliochrysum with me. This is a really nice one to help and stop bleeding. If you cut yourself, cuts, scrapes, your nose starts to bleed a little bit, you can rub it, roll it on the bridge of your nose. Heliochrysum, I joke, for those Harry Potter fans, I say it's the closest oil to Phoenix tears. So that is one that we use pretty regularly as well. I also have my keychain with my oils inside, which we use. So I like the herbal lip balm. If you haven't tried doTERRA's lip balm, it's really amazing. It's petroleum free. A lot of the lip balms on the market have a lot of nasty hormone disruptors, yucky things in there. These are really clean and I like the mints. I like spearmint and things, so that's really helpful. And then in my little packet with the oils, I always take frankincense, Breathe, Elevation, Digesten, Melaleuca, bergamot, wintergreen, marjoram, and balance. Those are my go-tos, but you could use whatever oils you need and it served me really well. There was a day in the park that I got really bad head tension, so I put a little bit of frankincense on the thumb, push up to the top of the roof of the mouth, hold, or you could put a drop under your tongue, and then I did past tense, deep blue on the shoulders and the back of the neck, and that really, really, really helped, especially when you're in a busy theme park area like that. I like to bring my own foaming hand soap because a lot of the soaps are antibacterial. Actually, the FDA is recalling antibacterial hand soap because of the triclosan. There's a lot of issues with triclosan. It can basically really be harmful to your immune system. They're finding traces of that actually in the nasal cavity now. So I just make my own with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil and Dr. Bronner's Castile soap and some water and some essential oils and just carry that with me. I put it in a little bag And it's really nice, especially if you go into a restroom and they don't have soap, you have your own and you're prepared for that. So that was in my backpack too. And then a couple of my oils that I like to have on hand when traveling. So past tense, again, for me guys, if you have head or neck tension, you have really bad head pain, you get, you need to be in a room with dark and you're sensitive to sound and light and stuff like that. Past tense was actually the oil that made me a believer in what essential oils could do. So I do not leave home without past tense, and it saved me several times on this trip. Like I said, when I rode a ride and got a little like roller coaster sick, motion sick, that really helped. And then I also like to have a little spray with Melaleuca and some lemon and some Purify. So Melaleuca is a really nice one for bed bugs, for bed critters. And this, I just recycled the bottle, put a spray top from Share Oils, and you can just spray down your sheets in the hotel. It's just, one of those things. You're not the only person who slept in that bed, so spraying in some Melaleuca is really, really helpful. Beautiful is my favorite blend for an all natural perfume. So if you could do one thing for your health and wellness to support yourself, to get rid of the endocrine disruptors, the chemicals, things like that, it would be to get rid of perfume. And I love the Beautiful blend. That is my daily perfume. And then I also packed the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate in my little root and petal roller. So to clean out my water bottles, if you get any stains on you, it's an amazing stain stick. I used it to wash out my shaker bottles for making shakes every day, things like that. So again, you just easily open it up. It's a concentrate, so a little goes a long way. This is actually on sale this month. It's 10% off, but I just did a couple drops, just opened it up. Again, if you put the cap on halfway over your roller and you just pull up, let's see if I can do it for you again. There we go. You can just drip out a little bit and wash your dishes, wash any of those recyclable bags, anything like that. And it's really, really handy when traveling. So those are my travel tips for you. I hope you found them helpful. Before I unpacked everything, I thought, you know what, I'll just share what worked for us, what was really handy. You want a backpack. So that was my backpack. And then my husband had our doTERRA backpack. If you've never been to doTERRA's convention, it's worth it just to get the backpack because these backpacks are really amazing. But we brought in a lot of our own water. So when traveling, I like the Fiji water, the Smart water. The water in the glass bottles ideally are the best, but they're really heavy. And we just brought in our own because bottled water in the parks is around $3 to $4. It can be really expensive. So we brought in our own water and brought in our own snacks, lunches, things like that. And we had a really, really great time. So if you're going to Disney or Universal Studios or just traveling this summer, I hope you guys found these tips helpful and just can be really beneficial, good to have. We used I made the peppermint spray on the summer tips video that you can see on YouTube or on my Facebook, and it's just peppermint and water, and we did a lot of that too because Orlando was interesting. It was hot, it was muggy, it was humid, but then it also rained a lot. So it just kind of depended on what was going on. So again, prepare for those things, pack for those things. And yeah, hopefully these tips you found helpful, and have a great summer, guys. Enjoy it if you're traveling. We had a blast. Disney is one of my favorite places to go. You got to ride the Peter Pan ride. It's one of my absolute favorites. The Banshee ride too, believe it or not. I tend to get really motion sick, but I did really well on that ride. So have lots of fun, enjoy the tips, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.